So it's New Year's Eve, and I said I'd just turn on the camera and talk for a bit. Currently consuming Monster because I feel a bit like a wet sausage. Hair is still in suboptimal length. Wearing a hairband, but fuck it. So I'm just gonna talk shit for a bit because I haven't uploaded a video in like 2 days and I kind of needed something to upload. So hello, my name's Killian. How are you doing? So there's a couple of things I wanted to talk about. One of them is perception and how to take your perception changes for the better to kind of accentuate your life. Is that overexposed in my face? Yeah, I'm a white motherfucker. One sec. That's the wrong way. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Okay, so perception is, what I want to say about it is just that you can kind of control how you see the world. So the world is the same for everyone, we'll say. This is about to get like philosophical and shit, but everyone kind of overlays their own vision onto what's actually going on. So therein you can control how you see things. So if you think more positively, this is kind of the background of the law of attraction, that if you think positive things will come to you. If you try to see something good, then you will see the good. Like an example of this is, I'm in college in Limerick and my studio for our course is at the basement of the foundation building in UL. And I didn't notice until this year that there is a real tree in the basement of UL until I took a Snapchat of myself and the tree was in the background and I was like, what the fuck, there's a tree in the middle of this foundation building. So I saw Paddy Farrell talking about it on his story on Instagram, and the example he gave was the best example I can think of, is to do with physics. So, is it physics? Yeah, it's physics. So if you're in a room and you touch something metal, you feel like that metal is cold to touch. And if you touch something that's plastic, they're at the same temperature, but the only reason that you think that is cold is because it's your perception. That takes heat away from you quicker, therefore you perceive it to be colder. Now if you could take this into daily life and realize that it's what you're perceiving things to be, then you can possibly take that forward and do more good shit, basically, is what I'm saying. Just focus on actually being a better human being, and I'm sure that you'll start seeing a positive reaction from it. For example, something that I wanted to talk about was like perception and laziness. So some people will say their perception is that everything happens for a reason, or what's for you won't go by you. You'll hear this, people talking about it with leaving cert results, everything like that. But if you were to actually use them to your advantage, you shouldn't use it to be lazy. It shouldn't be like, okay, if that course is for me, I'm going to get enough points, therefore I'm not going to work as hard as I could work. I didn't work as hard as I should have in the leaving cert, and you kind of feel shit later on. It's kind of like, oh, I could have done so much more there, but at the time, fuck it was great crack. But what I'm getting at is that if you have that mindset of, it doesn't matter what I do, the same shit's going to come for me if it's for me, that's wrong. The way you should use it is, if something shit happens, you react better if you have the mindset of everything happens for a reason. So if you lose something, everything happens for a reason, you bounce back quicker than the person that is like, oh fuck, I lost my shit, what am I going to do now, I'm going to have to buy that. If you're complaining a lot, you're not getting anywhere. Whereas if you have the mindset to think everything happens for a reason, move on quickly onto the next thing, bounce back, it's going to result in you having a way better outcome than the person who's fucking worried about whatever they lost or did. Next, gratitude was something I wanted to talk about. We should all be grateful as fuck, especially if you're watching this video, chances are you're from Killarney. We should all be fairly fucking grateful that we were born in a town, or maybe not born in a town, but we're living in a town that has all this class shit around, and we shouldn't really be bored half the time. There's always something to do, really. And the fact that we're not in fucking East Africa starving and having no money, and or like not Israel, why Israel? Or like Syria or some shit, fucking with war and bombs and everything. What's the biggest worry we have is like, oh, Mustang's closed down, we have to go to Social 15 now, oh, I'm not 21, fuck, can't go in there. Like, that's the biggest worry we have at the moment at Killarney. And the fact that that's the biggest worry just shows how class. Well, that's obviously not the. Okay, that was bad example. I'm only using that as an example. Obviously, that's not everyone's biggest worry. But the fact that that's something people can't even worry about shows how much like higher our quality of life is and how grateful we should be that like these 1,000,000,000 chances of us being born in our situations and having the opportunity to do the things we can do, whereas someone that's born maybe with lesser ability or in a lesser situation, they can't really get out of that environment. I also want to talk about like motivation and how people, especially around this time of year, new me, will be watching all the kind of fucking Les Brown, Jim Rohn. There's nothing wrong with that. Listening to them is good and watching them is good. It's putting positive shit in your head, but that extrinsic motivation, that external motivation, is only going to do so much. It'll give you this burst of 3 or 4 days of, yeah, I'm going to get fit. I burped. I'm going to have a 6-pack, yeah. But if you don't have like an internal motivator of, I want to do this for this reason, then you're not going to do it. If all that's going to happen is you listen to some fecker talking to you for 2 days, saying positive stuff, telling you should do this, and then you follow that, you're going to burn out. And unless you have that internal motivation, you're not going to get to where you want to go. You need to find out why you want to do it yourself, and finding that why is important. There's a book by Simon Sinek about like starting with why, and when you know why you want to do something, then you're much more likely to actually follow it. And as I said earlier about the perception thing, is you'll find other people that have a similar interest and a similar why to you, and then you can do twice as much. Because 2 people are better than 1 most of the time. If there's one thing I learned from 2017, it was just do whatever the fuck you want to do. Like honestly, don't let other people's opinion of you make a difference. Like I'm doing shit that there's a lot of people doing now, but within the town that I live in, there's not that many doing it. And the amount of people that will give you shit or talk about you, that has nothing to do with you. If you're trying to make a difference, if you're trying to have a positive effect, that's why I started. Was if you have a knowledge of something, I don't know, it could be makeup, I'm trying to give examples, but you could be really good at fucking English or something, or debating. If you start putting that out there, there's going to be people that want to know about it, there's going to be people that are interested in it, and if you have the ability to help people, you kind of don't have the right not to help them and make a difference. All of being grateful is, if you volunteer more, you'll actually... I haven't volunteered enough this year myself, which is one of my goals for next year, is to volunteer more, because if you help the people that are less well off than you, you'd be surprised how much more grateful you are for what you actually have. The amount of people that are out there homeless or starving or that are dealing with a load of psychological or mental issues is ridiculous, and if you were to help even one of them, you'd be shocked how much of an internal satisfaction that'll give you. Like you're helping them, but you're helping yourself at the same time, and even when you're doing it, you'll feel this satisfaction of, wow, I'm a good person. But okay, obviously don't go into it with the purpose of, I want to feel good, I'm going to go help someone. But that can be a secondary motivator if you wanted it to be, because you're still doing good, and doing good should be the main thing. It's like something's going to crawl out of my throat. Basically, I've been too busy doing shit all and being sick and doing nothing, being very unproductive. Doesn't feel good, man. Being productive feels way better. Just be productive. If you start setting things up and actually knocking them down and doing what you wanted, if you get everything done in a day, as I said before, like you wanted to, you'll feel fucking class. So just do that. Do shit. Be a better human being. And if you're the best human being there is, then you'll still be better. There's always improvements you can make. So yeah, that's my hungover shit talk in a hairband and black jumper. I'm overexposed now. My hair, as I've said, is suboptimal at the moment. There's little wisps that won't go into the hairband. But hopefully someday I will look like a cool motherfucking ninja white Chinese cunt. Yeah. Look, have a good New Year, and hope everyone had a glass Christmas and got much fatter and like tripled their body fat percentage, because what else do you do over Christmas besides drink an absolute fucking hape and feel terrible about yourself? Right, look. Thought I was done. Should have known I'd forget something. So let me know if you like this kind of just talking absolute ring format. I know that some of the YouTubers I like to watch, that hearing actual like personal thoughts on things and hearing them literally just talk about anything can sometimes be more entertaining than the actual informative stuff. I'm obviously going to keep that up, but could do a bit of this as well. I think I'm quite good at talking absolute brown, so I could kind of include that in the channel as well. And another thing that I forgot to mention is just a friendly reminder that we're all gonna fucking die. All of us, every single one of us. Nobody's managed to escape death yet, so it's gonna happen. You might as well do as much as you can, whether it's what you want to do, we'll say get better at something, learn something new, start something, produce something, or if what you want to do is just drink and have as much crack as you can in the time, then just do it. Just be very, very, begins with a C, the word I'm looking for. How does this always happen? So yeah, in conclusion, change your mindset and your perception. Put positive things into your brain. Be grateful as anything of the situation we all have. And don't just be grateful and be like, I'm delighted. Actually make something positive happen out of that. And just get very involved and do shit, man. Do whatever the hell you want to do. Figure out what it is you want to do. I don't think I know what I want to do. I'm not a fully developed human yet. I don't think we ever really get to that stage. But just try and do as much good stuff as you can. And good is obviously an individual characteristic that you have to decide what good is for you. So yeah, if you're going out for New Year's, have a good night. Make the most of next year. Make it better than last year. Always be improving, some sort of weird cliched bullshit at the end. Good luck.